Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Whoa, bro.
People are claiming that the Flash actor shouldn't be on screen anymore. From assault to kidnapping, here's a recap of all the crazy things they've been accused of. Abuse of power. In February 2020, the COVID pandemic caused to stop the production of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. During this time, Miller reportedly took up an Airbnb in Iceland where they stayed with artists, expats, and spiritual confidants. Miller was reportedly paying for everything including lodging, food, and weed during the stay in the Airbnb, where a lot of speeches about spirituality were held, some of them alluding to possessing spiritual powers. A lot of sources even declared that they were afraid of Miller's outbursts. Choking a fan. It all started on April 6 with a now-deleted tweet. A 7-second clip began circulating on Twitter, capturing Miller confronting a woman, grabbing her by the throat, and throwing her to the ground. A source at the bar revealed to Variety that the altercation stemmed from pushy fans confronting Miller, leading to the physical attack on the woman. Police authorities have confirmed that Miller is not under investigation regarding the incident. A few days later, VI made another shocking report stating that Miller had rented out parts of a hotel in northern Iceland to collaborate with local musicians. It was during this time that a young woman, who was 18 at the time, entered into a sexual relationship with Miller during her 6-day stay at the hotel. In March 2022, they were arrested for disorderly conduct and harassment. Following a fight at a karaoke bar, according to the police's statement, Miller became agitated when the bar's patrons started to sing a karaoke rendition of Shallow from A Star Is Born. They began insulting the patrons, grabbed a microphone from a woman singing, and later jumped on a man playing darts. According to the police, Miller's $500 bail was paid by a couple they were living with at a hotel. But only 2 days later, the same couple filed a restraining order against the actor. In documents obtained by Radar Online, the couple requested Miller's interdiction to contact them in any way and to stay away from their house and place of work. After the previous karaoke incident, the couple claims that Miller started threatening them, saying that they will bury them. According to the documents, Miller then stole the wife's passport. A restraining order was granted to the couple by a judge the following day, but it was dropped in mid-April. In April 2022, 3 weeks following their arrest in March, the actor found themselves once again in handcuffs because of an alleged incident at a private party where Miller is said to have thrown a chair that struck a 26-year-old woman, resulting in a half-inch cut on her forehead. According to a police statement, Miller was apprehended during a traffic stop around 1:30 a.m. and released around 4 a.m., pending further investigation. In May 2022, 2 musicians accused Ezra of sharing their collaborative work on social media without providing proper credits. One of them intended to pursue a court order demanding Miller to remove the shared music. Miller has since deleted the songs from his Instagram bio. In June 2022, the parents of Gibson Iron Eyes, an 18-year-old activist, accused Miller of grooming their child. In court documents obtained by TMZ, Gibson's parents, attorney and activist Chase Iron Eyes, and pediatrician Sarah Jumping Eagle, were seeking legal intervention. They claimed that Miller has engaged in grooming behavior toward their child, with the involvement starting when Gibson was just 12. A judge granted the parents' request for a protective order to forbid Miller from contacting Gibson, Sarah, or Chase, and order them to maintain a distance of at least 100 yards from their residence. However, Gibson, the alleged victim, denied the accusation, declaring on Instagram that the Flash actor has only provided loving support and invaluable protection. In June 2022, a new alleged victim made a declaration. Speaking to the Daily Beast, the 12-year-old non-binary child asserted that they were targeted by Miller. On Wednesday, June 15th, the child and their mother obtained a temporary harassment prevention order against the actor. The family alleged that on the evening of February 2nd, at their neighbor's downstairs apartment in Massachusetts, Miller engaged in menacing behavior towards them and acted inappropriately towards the child. The case was filed at the local courthouse. It is worth noting that Miller had come into contact with the family through their association with the neighbor who happens to be in a band with one of Miller's friends, Whitney Suiters. Later, they discovered that Miller was armed. According to a neighbor, the situation took a turn for the worse when the mother referred to her friends as her tribe, leading Miller, who was believed to be under the influence, to accuse her of cultural appropriation. Miller claimed that the board game Parcheesi had Rastafarian roots, which was questioned by the half-black neighbor. The neighbor alleged that Ezra became aggressive. Subsequently, Miller allegedly began harassing the mother and the then 11-year-old child, asserting that they were well-equipped to mentor the child. According to the neighbor, mother, and child, Miller stated, I've talked extensively with your child, and they have a lot of power to them. At one point, you're going to realize that you don't have any control over them anymore. They're an elevated being, and they would be lucky to have someone like me guide them. Additionally, the trio claims that Miller asked the mother if she would like to drink their blood due to her goth style of dressing. On June 23, 2022, a Rolling Stone investigation revealed that a 25-year-old woman and her 3 children, aged 1 to 5, have been residing in a roommate-like arrangement at Miller's Vermont farm. The sources expressed worry about the living conditions, citing unattended guns scattered around the living room and mature marijuana plants growing on the property. Despite these concerns, the mother and children appear to still be residing at the Vermont farm, as evident from Instagram posts reviewed by Rolling Stone. When asked why he hasn't confronted Miller or involved the police, the father explained that he wants to shield the children from witnessing any distressing incidents. On June 30, 2022, a woman named Nadia claimed that Miller harassed her in Germany in February 2022. She, who had a consensual sexual encounter with Miller in 2020 and was their friend for 2 years, invited them to her Berlin apartment. Nadia felt concerned that the actor might physically attack her and eventually had to call the police and plead with Miller for 30 minutes before they left her residence. The same Variety article also featured an anonymous woman's account of an incident where Miller appeared to choke her in Iceland in April 2020. On August 8, 2022, the Vermont State Police confirmed that Miller had been charged with felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling in Stamford, Vermont. The police report indicated that several bottles of alcohol were taken from the home. After reviewing surveillance videos and statements, probable cause was established, and Miller received a citation on August 7. They are scheduled to appear in court on September 26. In a statement released on August 15, 2022, through a representative, Miller acknowledged undergoing treatment for complex health issues and expressed remorse to anyone who felt alarmed or upset by their past behavior. They committed to returning to a healthier, safer, and more productive stage of life. On September 18, 2022, a report published by Vanity Fair unveiled fresh revelations about Miller, shedding light on the actor's manipulative behavior and their approach to avoiding legal consequences. According to the report, many of Miller's legal problems seem to have disappeared, supposedly due to payments made to alleged victims and the implementation of agreements. No charges were filed for the incidents in Iceland, and other charges, including those in Hawaii, have been subsequently dropped. However, Miller is still scheduled to appear in Vermont court on September 26 to face arraignment on a felony burglary charge. Additionally, there is an ongoing investigation in Massachusetts concerning Miller's relationship with the 12-year-old non-binary child, who remains unnamed. The Vanity Fair report extensively details Miller's alleged emotionally abusive behavior. Miller's former fiancée, Erin, shared her experience, describing how Miller gaslit her for years, convincing her and their friends that she was the abusive one. In retrospect, Erin realized that she was merely calling out Miller's disrespect, but he refused to take responsibility and instead labeled her as abusive because of her reactions. Despite these revelations, Miller's upcoming film, The Flash, is still slated for release in 2023, and the actor is reportedly collaborating with producers to film additional scenes. So, what do you think? Is Ezra working on their scandalous behavior, or is The Flash's actor running out of the industry faster than we think?